Here we go, it's D&D night. Put on your bells and get out your dress. D&D night is happening, I guess. Hey-o.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm well, thanks, Mike. Good to hear your voice. How's the old fam? Uh-oh, I lost you, Mike. It's your fucking mic.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Okay, Mike is gone. And now I'm here by myself, just talking to myself.
Talking to yourself.
Hey, Alex. I was just doing my favorite Jeff Goldblum impersonation.
Oh.
Hi, Alex.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Shut up, Jen.
She did. Sucking off Geralt now with her eye mouth.
Ooh, save some of that big Geralt dick for me.
What are you guys doing with Geralt?
Without
me.
Hello.
There's plenty of Geralt to go around. Cheesecake.
I don't want to taste him. He's really dirty.
You said something about a
Covoid.
Okay.
It has something to do with two black holes coming together. I don't know why they got to make it a race, but yeah, it's now the Covoid.
Can I just
Oh,
say
okay.
that you
Very
making it a race thing by saying, I don't know why they have to make it a race thing? That's like, Chef Boyardee kissing his fingers. Like,
I don't know why
didn't make it a
I
race
have to make. I don't know why I have to make it a race.
Reply 500 gets to pick what I put on my anime pillow.
I like where this is going.
Someone sent a really high resolution painting of Napoleon. And then there's a photo of the pillow of Napoleon on it. Just Napoleon. Like on an like an anime pillow.
Hi, Ty.
Oh, I just got my solemnities in the mail.
Your slim ditties?
Solemnities. To make a deck.
Sexy.
Man, we gotta figure out how to play on web chat thing.
Well, I know what they
Figure it
want you
out.
to do is just
They
buy,
just want you
buy all your shit.
Buy the
Yeah.
product,
They
buy the digital.
They had cockatrice, which was the way to play online, and I think Wizards shut it down because it didn't make them any money. But they wanted to promote Magic Online, where you buy digital booster packs and stuff. So that's the only way.
Well, and that's huge right now. But the only thing that bothers me,
Well, yeah, and obviously it works for them, but oh well.
yeah, man, and like I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna go buy cards on the internet too.
And then Magic Online is like, oh, cool. Love how buggy this piece of garbage is.
Alrighty, guys. You guys have entered the defunct Mithril mine at the behest of Breth Jehurin, a local dwarf who's looking to divest himself of the ownership of the mine. The people that he represents are not interested in taking it on unless its pesky little haunting problem is taken care of. Breth was able to grant you access to the mine, and Girdur went skipping off merrily straight into a bunch of skelly boys and some whites. A fight ensued. The party was able to defeat the undead doormen that were here to welcome you. Some of you looking woefully at your best throwing hammer just out there out of reach in the darkness. Ibraham, you can see the glint off of the metallic head of your hammer just out of reach.
I lost the side, but I can get it back. I can get it back.
Bitch, I threw my hammer. I need to get my hammer. Not my great hammer, but my little hammer. I threw it. I need your help. I need you to come over here for a second. What do we got here? I found some treasure.
Before you, you see a metal-banded chest, and there's a large, prominent, silvered lock.
I picked that lock.
Critical fumble.
You hear a subtle... The lock seems to be disengaged.
Can I do like a check to make sure that it's not full of brain snakes?
Seems like it's not trapped.
I turn to Ibrahim and I say, do the honors.
Yeah. Lift the lid up.
And then it exploded. Oh, Jesus.
There's a bright flash, and a pulse of greenish blue lightning arcs out from the chest and waves through the party.
But there's still treasure, right?
On the inside of the lid, just fading from view now, is a circle of some kind of magical glyphs. As that illumination fades, you look deeper into the box and find that it is completely empty.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Evil magic. We should have got him to check it. Pointing at Moss.
2 steps into the damned place and we're already availed by evil. Perhaps we should take a short respite, eh, friends?
Damn.
Girdur, how fare ye?
Girdur's going to pluck an arrow from his calf. I've been better, but not too bad.
Pitch kicks this skelly out of the way, settles himself down so that he can see in both directions, and invites people to get comfortable wherever they see fit with their weapons at the ready in case.
Moth walks over to these boxes, dusts one off slightly, and then lays across the two of them.
About 45 minutes goes by. Haas meditating, Girdur meditating in the corner. Pitch, what are you doing during this time?
Sitting on the floor resting, but I'm also keeping watch.
A good amount of time into your long rest, there's change in the atmosphere around you. Those of you that are furthest away from Pitch, you see this flicker in the hexagonal pattern, a momentary interruption. I'd like you all to roll perception checks. So Moth and Haas and Girdur and Berdan, you all pick up on noise off in the distance, a moan or something.
Ibraham, did you hear that?
I didn't hear anything. I was recovering.
We best get on with it.
Alright, I think it's safe to say we proceed boldly forward as a group.
Alrighty, so as you guys continue further down this tunnel, you see coming up ahead of you a pathway going off to the left and 2 of them going off to the right.
Let me have a peek off to the left.
And while Pitch is doing that, Haas will take a peek around the rightward. Stealthily, I might add.
Pitch, you see an immediate cave-in to the left. More minecart tracks go down the second pathway to the right. There's a bridge ahead of you that seems to go over some kind of broken chasm. You can't see too much over the edge of it, but you do see this faint outline of dark wood against dark blackness as it drops off the edge there.
What say ye?
I think we should systematically clear these passageways.
Well, I think it would be wise to take care of whatever magics exist in here before we explore too deeply.
Sounds like forward is the way. Ibraham, Moth?
I don't think it's a bad idea to make sure our flank is secure by checking these rooms, but we should be very, very cautious. If whatever occupies this mine is capable of laying magic traps like that, possibly they know much worse.
Pitch is going to suggest that we just stick our heads about 10 or 15 feet down this track and then proceed forward. For the time being, I'm going to pass Girdur the miasma thing as I move forward and ask him to stand at the corners.
Stealth rolls from everybody, please. The 3 people that did the poorest on their stealth rolls seem to be holding further back from the party there. So Berdan shining bright, Ibraham shining bright, and Moth, who has a minor coughing fit for a second.
Yeah.
The sorries echo through the mine for a moment. Sorry. Pitch, you look into the relative darkness before you, and you see those train tracks continuing down. You see bits of mining equipment that are down in that area.
I'm going to shuffle very quietly, not against the wall so that I'm scraping the wall, but near to the wall so that nothing can pop out at me.
So as you are stepping forward, you see in this room, the earth is disturbed a little bit. Slowly, with a gentle pulse, a magic circle appears on the ground.
I want to turn around and walk away from it.
You see this eruption of bright light and fire Fire fills the hallway that you're in. Ibraham and Moth and Berdan and Haas, you guys watch as a gout of flame explodes out of that hallway that Pitch just went tiptoeing down around corners and in every direction. The cave is bathed in a momentary bright light. Pitch, as you take cover from the worst of the explosion, catching just the edges of it, you glance back in the direction of that magical circle and you find that the circle itself seemed to repel the blast.
Well, the tunnel is magical.
You are just finishing on that sentence when you hear from behind you. You see several creatures pulling themselves up from the edge of that ravine as you turn around to look in the direction of that noise. An undead humanoid shambling towards you. The other two immediately begin running towards you. Pitch, nothing can surprise you, so you will get to make a reaction.
Man, I have the Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack stuck in my head, and it is awesome.
I'm going to say to Girdur, hold on to that device and stay in the middle of us. And I'm going to pull out some magical daggers and throw them at this dude.
They both hit. The two daggers sink into it. He looks up at you with a wild look in its eyes.
How high are the ceilings here?
It's probably 7 to 8 feet tall in this section.
I'm going to walk up the wall at least 5 feet so that I'm out of arm grabby reach. These boys can't bite me or scratch me.
The zombies are going to begin moving towards the party. Make a perception check as these creatures rush towards you. Haas, you see there's something strapped to these faster moving ones. It's like they're wearing some kind of leather backpack of some kind. One gets immediately up in your face here, comes running forward as he reaches Girdur, the closest one to him. He crashes, trips over the raised minecart tracks and collapses at your feet. You hear a sound emanating from the creature, or something on it. A little bit closer up to these devices now, Girdur and Pitch and Haas, you can see that the packs, as I described them, are a brass canister that is worn like a backpack. It's got two straps going around their shoulders, but it's just holding this brass canister on their back that's making a hissing noise of some kind. Everybody but Pitch to roll for initiative. So Haas, it'll be your turn.
He wants to engage who he suspects is an explodey boy here. He's going to flurry of blows him and try to do a spinning roundhouse in the side of his fucking head so that he helts over towards these boys. He's going to focus his bloody goddamn key and he's going to unleash 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks on Hissing Boy. Holy Jesus. He needs to resist a strength check of 16.
You overcook it a bit much. You kick his head clear off his shoulders. The head goes flying off. And as you land on your feet, you seize the moment to grab it by the shoulders and just rolling throw it over your back. And it does indeed go flying off in this direction.
Wicked. But that's Haas's turn, yo. Thanks for being patient, guys. There's some shit going on there.
I should have rolled that first. Fuck, no, dude. I'm sorry. He resists it. You rolled a 19. The head goes, the body stays. Dude, you fucking critted twice in there.
Come on, give it to us, DM. Come on, man.
No, he's still standing there. Backpack still hissing. No, the body is dead. It collapses to the ground. Backpack still hissing. Ibraham, you are up.
I'm gonna stand for a second and listen to the sound.
It's Homer Simpson with the donkey in his head.
I'm gonna use all the power of my brain.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very unfamiliar sound, but I have a feeling something is very wrong. I'm trying to think of a context for my character having an idea other than just assuming it's some kind of demonic hissing.
You're able to collapse this body down to the ground.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
A picture up.
I'm going to come down from above him and swing my rapier to knock his head off.
You lop his head right off, hissing.
There's something suspicious hissing here.
Berdan, it is your turn.
Okay. Yeah. I guess there's not really too much I can do aside from that. Yeah. Well, okay. Berdan's gonna run over here and pick Girdur up. Yeah, and then I'm gonna bring Girdur over here.
All right, make a strength check, Verdan.
Okay.
It's like picking up a baby.
So you carry him. There's a little bit of kicking at first as he's not really sure what's going on, but he realizes it's you. Moth, you're up. As you sort of like catch glimpses as the battle is raging around and people are moving around and Verdan is carrying Girdur around like a baby, you see a small amount of bluish smoke coming out of these cylinders. They have ornate floral filigree. There's a slight blue smoke that is venting out of one of them.
So close. No, I don't think so. Never mind. I changed my mind.
Dude,
I'm
what are
gonna-
you thinking? What's going on there?
I almost don't want to say because it would have been such a disaster if I tried to do it.
Maybe you should bend it, bro. Just bend it. You should go for it. Just bend it. Yo, just bend it.
I'm going to cast Frostbite on the corpses that are hissing, trying to cake or coat the hissing cylinders with as much ice as I can.
Fucking boss.
The two that are hissing, then I'm going to twin my frost cantrip.
Go for it. Make a spell attack to try and focus the frost onto those two cylinders. The frost forms a little bit thicker, a little bit tougher around the cylinder. It blocks off the vents that were venting the smoke out. Girdur, your turn.
Kicking and screaming under our bud's arm here. It's almost like Berdan picked him up as soon as he knew what he had to do. I'm going to hop out of Berdan's arms. Berdan might feel a couple of extra legs.
A couple of extra what?
Wang.
Of extra
yo.
legs.
Wang. Hey, Girdur has extra wang. Twice the length of a normal wang.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Do we know that he doesn't always have more than one way?
Yes. Wang Wang. I'm going to beast form into a giant wolf spider. I'm just going to kind of take up position onto the ceiling.
The two zombies that are on the ground, the one that's closest to Haas, the one that's a bit further away, erupts in a sudden gout of flame. Metal bits flying through the air and bits of zombie flesh flying around you. Dex save, everybody, except Moth.
I will remember you.
God's blood.
Over here beside you, Haas, you see bangs off the ceiling, bangs off the wall, and careens around and then lands here. As the ice has been blown off it, you see now ever so slightly just this beginning, this and smoke begins pouring out of the backpack once again. These zombies are going to come running towards you, and the third one is going to attack on you as well.
You giving these boys
Critical.
advantage?
First one. Damascus Davidson. The larger of those two zombies comes shambling up to you. He is wielding a morning star, which thuds uselessly
Flail.
into the wood that's at your feet.
Hell and death.
Zombies all around, man. Haas, your turn.
That explosion goes off, and just as he's picking bits of shrapnel out of his forearms from shielding his face, this swarm of zombies comes swinging at him. He's going to size up this big fellow and give him a quick jab hook combo here. He's stunned until the end of my next turn, and as Haas feels his key disrupting energy flow into the beast, he's going to pivot and launch his third attack on this undead bastard here.
With your karate chop strike at his throat, his neck collapses and his head is now hanging off like the back of his shoulders. Like his neck is clearly broken, but the body's still moving as it comes towards you.
Rally, fellows! The dead surround us! And he'll hold his ground.
Ibrahim, you
Okay, can I try to golf swing it with my hammer?
absolutely.
Oh yeah, do it.
So it okay.
Nice shot, Red 2.
Oops. Complete self-absorbed concern for personal safety. That was that movie.
Okay, Pitch, you're up.
Okay, so Pitch is going to move on the ceiling, obviously, and he's gonna throw daggers.
He has now two more gaping wounds in addition to the other wounds that are already bleeding off of him and is looking completely dazed.
Pitch is going to go as high to the ceiling as he possibly can.
Pitch is on the ceiling? How tall is the ceiling?
8 feet.
What? So Pitch, how tall are you?
No. I'm on the wall, snuggled against the ceiling. So like I'm up as high as you can go on the wall, standing sideways.
Oh,
So
you're on the wall.
You're 2
close
feet off the ground.
of the 8-foot wall.
Like-
She has climbed with her feet. So her feet are at the maximum height, and her whole body is along the ceiling, basically.
I'm not being grabbed by zombies. That's bullshit. I don't want to be touched by zombies, okay?
How tall is the
Spider-Man.
zombie?
How big is Spider-Man? Is he 8 feet tall?
We're all focused on Pitch being Spider-Man, when right now in your party you have a literal Spider-Man.
I just need to visualize this more clearly. It's an 8-foot ceiling. Pitch is wedged up in the corner of the ceiling. How tall is that really big zombie?
Their heads are scraping the ceiling. They're big zombies.
So, Pitch, you're just like hanging out on the ceiling face to face with this giant zombie.
Yeah,
In
but
direct mouth chomping plane.
as long as he doesn't
Feed
reach up,
yourself
he's
to him?
more focused
He's
on
gonna walk.
Haas.
He's gonna walk into you with his open mouth by accident.
I'm gonna get your face bit.
He didn't even mean to eat you. Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. Verdan's going to charge forward, attack this zombie.
You drive the spear through its ribs. It goes out the other side. You tear off one of his arms.
This time I'm going to use a superiority die. It's going to be a maneuvering die for Haas. Haas, take cover!
Aye, Berdan! And Haas is gonna just like blast through, skidding as he swerves around this other undead bastard.
That is it for me.
Moth, your turn.
Watch your heads, fellows. Hacha!
The ice knife sticks into that large zombie and explodes. Mist is in the air.
Well struck, String Bean!
Huzzah!
Girdur, your turn.
It's going to almost appear like he's chasing Ibraham. That's it.
You can wear your clothes, Spider Girdur. You're gonna be naked when you reform.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
And welcome to Japan. And then the next thing that's going to happen, make dexterity saving throws for me, please. The explosion goes off, and this zombie, his arm is blown off by the force of the explosion. It shambles around once or twice. It lies motionless for a second. It picks up off of the ground, revived through whatever horrible magic keeps this thing alive, and you see it is just hanging on by a thread, barely able to stand.
Jesus.
They're running at you, arms out. This guy flings his morning star in your direction. Poof, you take this bludgeoning damage.
Haas is
He's not-
bugging. He just ate a morning star in the face and he has to hold his breath against this miasma.
Haas, it's your turn. Do you guys think we should pause it here? Can I take like a 2-minute bio break? I've been holding it for like 2 rounds.
Do you
Mike.
want to roll a d6 to see what James's pee break will be? Ooh, there's pee on that hand, possibly on the leg.
Made cheesecake. And then I ate.
I have this new rule for myself. I say, are you being a little bitch right now, Davidson? And if the answer is yes, then I just stop my internal monologue and carry on with whatever I'm supposed to be doing.
There's something to be said for, like try at least striving for that kind of like Zen mentality of like, it'll pass, just like take everything in as just like interesting data points.
Well,
Like-
Is everybody back?
Max?
I'm here.
Haas, you are up.
Haas is going to dance around the fella. Bada bing. He's going to launch a 4-strike flurry of blows on this fellow.
Each one of those strikes hits. Kind of goes out of your vision as he plummets off into the black. Ah, poof, splash. Ibrahim, you're up.
I'm gonna channel my rage and charge past the spider and the wizard, the 2 evil entities that I've got my eye on. I'm watching you, twisted creatures, and smash down on this zombo. Let's drop a divine smite on that guy.
You hit it in the side of the head. You grip your warhammer a little bit tighter and send your divine energy streaming through it. Divine radiance explodes out of the eyes and mouth of the zombie as it drops to the ground dead.
Cool.
So wicked. Oh shit.
You are
You notice-
smitten. Excellent. We are swinging again at his brother. Yeah, we're gonna lay a smite. We're gonna really channel the power of God here.
A spear of radiant brilliance arcs out of the back of this zombie as it goes down to the ground. There's just like heaps of undead around you guys now. Itch, it's your turn. You exploit his weakness, so he goes down and he does not get back up again.
And I'm going to look up at Wolf Spider Girdur. Hey, I'll carry your stuff, bro.
Moth, it's your turn.
I'll cast Ice Knife immediately after. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at that same target.
As you cast Ice Knife instead, you find yourself casting Magic Missile at 5th level.
What
Oh!
the fuck? Shit.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
It was like spilling out a Doritos bag or something.
Yeah, the spell effect is... And then you take your open palm and straight up force lightning this guy.
Laugh triumphantly.
Girder, you're up, Spider-Man.
Shuckety along the ceiling.
You reposition, staring down from the ceiling above these zombie creatures. Pitch, you hear a hissing noise. He's going to rush up here, climb the pile of bodies, and take a swing at you, Moth. Fall on his face and be prone halfway up the pile of zombies that you are standing atop of. So he's just looking up at you now.
Chicken.
Verdan shouts a word of encouragement. You're able to get out of the way. And so the last thing that you guys see is this zombie that had crashed down to the ground, put 2 arms up, climb back up, and stand here, panting, looking worn out, but ready to continue the fight. With the ticking time bomb of the hissing zombie in the midst of the party, we're going to end it there for the evening and pick up with Haas's turn next week.
My
Ooh,
goodness.
it's
Thank you
That
very
sounds
much,
good.
gentlemen and lady.
Thank you.
GG, goodbye forever.
game,
Good
guys.
guys. Thanks a lot, James. Appreciate your patience tonight.
My pleasure.
Thanks, dude.
Good night, everybody. Love you.
Night.
Good night.
Good
night.
night, wanderers. Good night, killers. Undead killers.